Hey guys, welcome to Lulu's Bubble. Hey there, my name is Lunile and this is Lulu's Bubble. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about trusting in God. So I just wanted to emphasize on something. These videos and videos that I've done thus far, and even going forward, the videos that I'm going to do, they're just going to be like somewhat all over the place because they're not necessarily planned in that way. And it's just me basically giving a pep talk to myself and hoping that it serves as something even to you guys. Maybe you might be going through the same thing, or maybe you might want to like learn about one or two things that I'm currently maybe working on or learning at the time, or discovering, or learning basically. So like I said, today's video is just gonna be what trusting in God looks like for me. And the reason why I want to talk about this video, because I've always known that as a person, we just, like, especially as a believer, you just need to trust in God. No matter what you're going through, no matter what is in front of you or what you're working towards, you just need to put your faith in God. Trust that whatever that you're working towards, trust that whatever that you are trying to achieve is going to happen, because you're not doing it by yourself, but with God by your side. So there have been times when I've had difficulties, and honestly, in times like that, I would just want to rent to somebody, not necessarily go to the Creator. I would just want to rent to somebody because I felt like that's what's going to make me feel better. That's what's going to put me at ease. I would just like vent and go on about it in hopes of me being validated, in hopes of that person giving me the advice that maybe I would have known at the time already, or just basically validating me. Honestly, like I think personally that oftentimes when we talk as people and you just vent to somebody else, you just want to be validated. You just want somebody to be in your corner, and that is why you need a person to be. That's why you be going to your friends or whoever to vent to, your partner. That's why you be going to them, because you're hoping, you just want somebody to be in your side, because at that time it just feels like, wow, wow, I mean, you mad at the time and you just like want to go to somebody and just be like, can you believe that this person did this? Can you believe that this happened? And obviously your friends are gonna be like, oh my god, that's such a bad person, like how could they do something like that? Obviously, they're gonna be in your corner, and that is exactly what you'd be looking for at the time. Not realizing that even God, my friend, is in your corner. Even God, especially God is in your corner. And God knows exactly what you need at that time. And what you need at that time, honestly, it's the truth. So oftentimes we don't want the truth. We just want somebody to agree with us. I'm not saying that God doesn't agree sometimes with what you be saying. God does know exactly what you're feeling, and knows exactly how mad that thing made you feel, or knows exactly the hurt that you're feeling at that time. God, more than anyone, even yourself, knows exactly what you're feeling inside and exactly what you need at that time. So for the longest time, I hadn't been going to God, especially in times of difficulty, especially when I really do need to confide in God and I need answers from the one that knows me better than anyone. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go to God. Basically, what I would do is go to other people, talk to my mom, talk to my friends, so just whoever that I know is probably gonna be in my corner. Yes, they don't always obviously be like validating me in a way that I would want, but it's somewhat close, and it makes me feel good, and it's exactly what I would need at that time. So I would think. So now I got to a point where I'm realizing that, you know what, in times of difficulty, in terms of uncertainty, in terms of hopelessness, where it just feels like there's really, like, you don't see that light at the end of the tunnel. It came to a point where no matter how much I try to resolve the situation myself, no matter how hard I try to find ways to go about it in a way that I would obviously think that is going to help, whatever that I'm dealing with at the time. Now, it has come to a point where it's just not helping. As a matter of fact, it just feels like it's making the matter worse. So I don't know why, personally, it had to get to that point for me to actually realize that the one that I need to confide in above all things is God. The one that I need to go to, not only when things are difficult, of course, because I know personally I'm only having a difficulty with it mainly, like I'm only like lacking in that department of like confiding in God. I'm only lacking more when it's in times of difficulty. Basically, it's like when there's a lot going on, when I feel overwhelmed, when I'm not in a very good space, I find that, and I was even thinking about it today, and I find that I don't pray as much as I would when I'm in a very good space. And for me, it's weird because it's like, what? Shouldn't you be better praying more when you're not in a very good space? And true, because I think majority of the people actually do that. When they're not in a very good space, that's when they actually run to God most of the time. And when they're happy, it's like there's some sort of like they forget that, you know what, there was a time when they needed God and things were not looking up. But even in this time of like them being okay, they still need to confide in God. They still need to thank God for being where they are, because they know that it wasn't always like that. There was a time when they were not okay, and they should therefore be grateful that now they're at a good space. That is something that personally I do, and it just comes so easy for me. And also, it's not always, but it's most of the time that's what I would do. When I am in a good space, I'm very grateful, and I let God know that I am grateful, and I think and I acknowledge that I'm in this point because I'm in this place because it's God, because it's Him who made me come to this point. I let God know that, especially even when something good happens, I thank God first. You know how everybody, like, I feel like everybody innately just do this, oh, thank God, thank God. Yes, I also do that, and wholeheartedly. So I just be like, thank God, it comes easily for me. I'm acknowledging God at that point, because I know there's no way I did this by my own strength. There's no way that this is happening solely because of me. There's just no way. I acknowledge that God is in my life and is doing wonderful things. But for some reason, when it's in times of difficulty, it's like it's not easy for me to go to God. And it's like it's a bit hard for me to pray, mainly. And I'm realizing this now, it would be because there's so much that be going on in my head, so much hurt going on in my heart, that I don't even know where to start. It's like I want it to be so perfect, have it like laid out, like say the right things, talk for hours. But now at that time, it's like I just can't do that. At that time, I can't find the words to explain what I'm feeling. I can't find the words to let God know exactly where I'm at. I just don't know where to start, or let alone where to like even go with this. So therefore, I just end up closing up. But that is when you need to open up more. And one thing that I've learned is that God doesn't want it, let alone need for it to be perfect. Just you acknowledging Him is more than enough. Just you acknowledging that, you know what, this too shall pass, because I'm not alone in here. The moment where you need to find strength in God, I find for me, the moment when I need to find and ask God for the strength to get through this. Ask God to hold me, to lead me, to help me, to pull me out of this. That's when it's very difficult for me to, because like I said, it's like I want it to be perfect. But I encourage you, if there is someone out there also who feels like that, feels like it needs to be perfect, just do it. God knows exactly what you want to say better than anyone. Knows exactly the hurt that you're feeling, knows exactly the anger, you know, the happiness that you're feeling at that time, knows better than anyone. But still, you need to acknowledge him. And that is something that I'm learning now. So for me, trusting in God is going to God when I'm in a good mood, thanking God, seeing him, acknowledging him, and being grateful. For me, that's what trusting in God is. It's also going to God in times of difficulty, when I'm not okay, when I don't know the answers, when I feel hopeless, when it feels like no matter which way I go, no matter what I try at that time, it just feels like there's no breakthrough, there's no light. That's what trusting in God. That's what trusting in God actually looks like for me now. I'm realizing that it doesn't have to be perfect. Your time with God is sacred, and it's just between you and God, and it doesn't need to be perfect because he knows exactly what you're thinking, he knows exactly what you're feeling, and most importantly, he knows exactly what you need. So for me, that's what trusting in God is. Going to God when I'm happy, I'm at a good place, I'm at peace, acknowledging God even at that time. When I'm not okay, acknowledging God and confiding in God and leaning on God and finding the strength that I need to deal with whatever that I'm facing with from God. And finding strength and confidence in God will make things so much more easier and endurable. I'm learning that now, that really and truly I can't always want to do things by myself, by my own strength. There are things that honestly I just can't, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna make the wrong decisions because it feels a lot, but confiding in God will make it easier, and he will give you the answer you're looking for, or maybe redirect you. To be honest, being validated by God it's gonna look different, but it's the one thing that is going to put you at a good space. So another thing is also trusting in God is, like I said, for whatever that you're doing, whether it's you going out to the shop, ask God to be with you. Whether it's you about to study, trusting that God is going to be there for you and inviting God in to be there in that moment and to help you acquire all the knowledge and information that you need to at that time. Whatever that you need to do, wherever you are, at whatever point that you are in your life, trusting in God is honestly, it's just going to make things much more easier and somewhat endurable. I personally believe that. And this is something that I just wanted to talk to you guys about and encourage one or two people out there in Jade. Just let them know that, you know what, whatever that you're going through at this current moment, you're not alone. You may feel like you're alone. You may feel like there are no answers. You just feel overwhelmed. There's no way out of this. But there is. There is. And wherever you are, you can reach God wherever you are. It doesn't have to be perfect. Jesus died for us so that we can have connection, so that we can get to God whenever we need God, or whenever, at any time of every day. Wherever you are, you can talk to God. He's listening, always listening. And that's something that we fail to believe, honestly, and actually trust and remember that God is always there. No matter where you are, no matter what you're faced with, no matter what guilt you're feeling, God already knows what happened. Or God already knows what you need and what you're going to say. He's just waiting for you to let him in and invite him in to do the work that already actually is done. Because he loves you so much and does not want to see you suffer. So always, always, I urge you, and this is something that I'm even telling to myself, I urge you, Lungi, to please push yourself to always trust in God. Because it's like now you not wanting to go to God in times of difficulty. It's like you're not trusting that he's going to help you get through this. And honestly, that is wrong. And I know deep down that I do trust that God is with me at all times and is gonna get me through this. So I really hope that this video was somewhat motivational, inspirational, or like it pushed somebody, and educational and encouraging to anybody out there. You know, I just wanted to touch this and let you guys know that trusting in God is not a seasonal thing, should not be a seasonal thing. Personally, I don't believe that, and I don't think it should be like that. As somebody who believes in God, it shouldn't be a seasonal thing. Only when it fits, only when it's beneficial to you, then you want to trust in God. It should be a daily practice, something that you pour into, like your faith, pour into daily. Trust in God every day. You know, this thing that's going on Instagram, got this, got that. Do that, boo. Do that. That's exactly what I want to do. So thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. Bye.